Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Teach English. In the first part of this lesson, we saw that the Gothic novel was born in the second half of the 18th century, in a culture dominated by reason, but haunted by fear, instability, and the return of the past. Now we are going to focus on the main features of the Gothic fiction and on two key authors, Anne Radcliffe and Matthew Gregory Lewis. The Gothic is recognizable because it creates a very specific emotional and symbolic universe. Its main elements are remote settings, uncertain atmospheres, ambiguous characters, and secrecy. Its settings are usually isolated, enclosed, or threatening. They could be monasteries, ruins, crypts, or also mountain passes, ancient residences, and storm beaten landscapes. These places are never simply decorative, they often mirror the inner life of the characters. A decaying building may suggest a decaying family line, a maze like interior may suggest a confused or tormented mind, a forbidden room may suggest a secret that society refuses to face. The atmosphere is built on uncertainty. Moonlight, twilight, silence, strange noises, and violent weather all create hesitation. The reader is constantly invited to wonder, is this event real, supernatural, psychological, or simply misunderstood? This ambiguity is central. The Gothic does not always give clear answers. It creates doubt. Its characters are equally symbolic. We often meet the tyrannical villain, the vulnerable heroine, the tormented hero, the mysterious stranger, the apparition, or the double. Yet these are not merely conventional roles. They often represent psychological forces, guilt, desire, repression, divided identity, or moral corruption. And finally, Gothic plots are driven by secrecy. Hidden crimes, lost identities, ancient documents, family curses, and buried memories constantly return to disturb the present. In the Gothic, the past is never truly over. It waits and it comes back. One of the most important Gothic writers is Anne Radcliffe. Her novels help define the Gothic art of suspense. In Radcliffe's fiction, fear is often created through suggestion, atmosphere, and psychological tension, rather than through explicit horror. A very important example is The Mysteries of Adolfo, published in 1794. The story can be summarized in 3 points. Emily Saint-Hubert, a sensitive young woman, is separated from her beloved Valancourt and placed under the control of her cruel guardian, Montoni. She is taken to the remote fortress of Adolfo, where she encounters terrifying mysteries, strange noises, veiled objects, and apparent supernatural events. At the end, many of these mysteries receive rational explanation, and Emily is finally restored to safety and love. Radcliffe's method is crucial. The supernatural often appears to be real, but later explained rationally. This means that the ghost may not be a ghost, and that the terrifying event may have a natural cause. Yet the fear remains powerful because the real center of Radcliffe's fiction is not the apparition itself, but the mind of the character. Fear becomes psychological. Her heroines are often young women confined in threatening spaces and controlled by powerful men. For this reason, Gothic fiction can also be read as a symbolic exploration of female vulnerability and social oppression. But not all Gothic fiction is subtle, psychological, or based on rational explanation. In 1796, Matthew Gregory Lewis published The Monk, one of the most shocking Gothic novels of the period. The plot can be summarized as this: Ambrosio, a respected monk in Madrid, is admired for his holiness, but secretly falls into temptation. He is seduced, commits increasingly terrible crimes, and becomes involved with supernatural forces. The novel ends in damnation, exposing religious hypocrisy, sexual repression, and moral corruption. Here, the supernatural is explicit. Lewis gives the reader demons, temptation, violence, scandal, and shocking transgression. If Anne Radcliffe represents suspense and psychological terror, Lewis represents excess, scandal, and moral collapse. With The Monk, Gothic fiction becomes a literary space where society's forbidden subjects can appear: erotic desire, religious hypocrisy, corruption, abuse of power, and hidden violence. This is one of the reasons why the Gothic is so important. It gives form to what polite society tries not to see. In the next part, we will move from terror to the sublime, and we will see why the Gothic prepares the ground for Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Bye. Like and subscribe.